8 Chicago White Sox players in 1919 got themselves involved in a gambling scandal, and through the 1919 World Series, they were found innocent by a jury in Chicago in 1920, but not innocent by Judge Kennesaw Mountain Lewis. He banned them from baseball, and they got opportunities to find new jobs, no longer baseball players. Can you match the 8 players in their newfound professions? Chick Gandil did not report for the 1921 season. Many thought he made off with $35,000. Swede Risberg, Minnesota farm. Fred McMullen moved to California and became a deputy marshal. Shoeless Joe Jackson, many of you probably knew this, was running a liquor store, dry cleaners. Eddie Cicotti, Ford Motor Company in Detroit. Happy Felsch was playing sandlot baseball in Milwaukee. Lefty Claude Williams running the Chicago pool room. And Buck Weaver, a pharmacist. Welcome, Apba Baseball Classics fans. We have a new Apba Baseball Classics game, Deadball era tournament game today. This game is between the 1917 Chicago White Sox and the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates. Here are your starting lineups. First, for the pre-Black Sox Chicago White Sox, Eddie Collins will lead off, play second base. Swede Risberg is at shortstop. Joe Jackson will bat third and play center field. I think that's right. Let's see. Left field. Buck Weaver will bat fourth, play third base. Happy Felsch is in center field. Chick Gandil at first base. Nemo LeBold is in right field. Ray Chalk the catcher, and Urban Faber, grade A pitcher. No modifiers. For the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates, they lead off with Fred Clark in left field. Tommy Leach in center field. Honus Wagner is the shortstop. Dots Miller at second base. Owen Wilson in right field. Big Bill Epstein's first base. George Gibson's the catcher. Bobby Byrne third base. And Howie Kamnitz, a grade AC pitcher with Y and Z modifiers, is on the mound. Game presentation is going to be a little bit different. In this game, we're going to put the pitchers' ratings below the scoreboard. Just like in modern day scoreboards, you get all the pitchers' information on the scoreboard. We're going to show it. Yes, I know these are Scrabble letters. But grade A is Faber's grade to the left, and Kamnitz ACYZ ratings to the right. All right, we're ready to begin. The Sox will lead off with Hall of Famer Eddie Collins. Here's the windup and the pitch by Howie Kamnitz. 25 is the roll. That's going to be a base hit for Eddie Collins, and the 11 is going to give him a chance to steal. We're using the basic Apple boards, but since we have steal ratings for both teams, we'll use the Marino or Master system for stealing. Eddie Collins is a C30 in speed. The hold rating for Howie Kamnitz is 0. Catcher is throwing arm +2 to his favor. So C28 would be the rating. 11 through 54, he'll be safe. He likes those odds. Here he goes. By the way, this is the first pitch to Swede Risberg, the shortstop. Here he goes. Risberg is taking. 34 is the roll. He is going to be safe. So with nobody out, Eddie Collins is in scoring position. Swede Risberg is going to square around and bunt on the next pitch. 21 is the 32 play result, and the bunt is a good sacrifice. out 3-4 covering. And Eddie Collins is at third with nobody out. Or one out, excuse me, to sacrifice. Here's Joe Jackson. If you're familiar with the way Babe Ruth swung the bat, his stance and the way he swung, well, that's Joe Jackson. Babe Ruth copied Joe Jackson's hitting style. Here's the pitch to Joe Jackson, 46. Swing and a miss, so strike three. Howie Cabinets gets an important strikeout here with now 2 outs and a runner to the third. It's going to pretty much take a hit to get him in. Buck Weaver is up. Sox third baseman rolls a 46. That's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher, Cabinets, who throws over to first for the final out of the first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. There is no score. Okay, 4 times 20-game winner Red Faber takes the mound for the White Sox, completes his warm-up tosses, and gets his first sign from catcher Ray Schalk. Here's the pitch to Fred Clark of the Pirates, player-manager Fred Clark. 1-6 is a fly ball to left field. Joe Jackson's under it, makes the catch. 1 down. Tommy Leach. Leach is the center fielder. He grew up in Cleveland, friends with the Delahaney family, who produced 5 professional baseball players. And notably in this tournament, Jim Delahaney with the Tigers. All right, 3-4 is his roll. Fly ball to center field, caught by Happy Felsch, and there are 2 outs. And now, Honus Wagner. Many still say he's the best shortstop to play the game. Here is the pitch to Honus Wagner. 26 is a ground ball to the third baseman, Buck Weaver, and Wagner's retired. We go to the top of the second inning. No score. Happy Felsch will lead off for the White Sox. He was a happy-go-lucky center fielder, only not educated. He dropped out of elementary school. It's a good thing he could play baseball. He could play it plenty well. 61, that's going to be a foul ball. Strike 1. 52 is a ground ball to third base. And Happy Felsch is the first out of the second inning. Chick Gandil, well-known instigator of the Black Sox scandal. Good defensive first baseman before that, though. 62 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And there are 2 outs. Nemo LeBold is the batter. 56 is going to be a Y modifier, so he swings and misses for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Dots Miller will get it started for the Pirates here in the second. 33 roll. That's a hit column roll. 21 is going to be a double for Dots Miller. And the Pirates have their first runner in scoring position with nobody out. Here is Owen Chief Wilson. Wilson will sacrifice bunt. 65 is a 35. That might not be too good. That's going to be a strikeout. 1 away, so they fail to execute the play. Here is Bill Epstein, the first baseman. He will be swinging away. There's the pitch to Epstein. 26 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Red Faber now has to only get George Gibson, the catcher, to get out of this jam. Here's the pitch to Gibson. 42 is a base on balls. First and second for the Pirates. 2 outs. Bobby Byrne. Red Faber gets his sign. Here's the windup, and the pitch 63 is going to be a fly ball to center field. Happy Felsch is under it, makes the catch. We go to the top of the third, still no score. Here we go to the top of the third inning. Ray Shock, a Hall of Fame catcher who is from Chicago, will lead off for Chicago. Here's the pitch. 16 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Honus Wagner, over to Bill Epstein, and that's the first out. Red Faber, the pitcher. And it's a 52 roll. Play results 27. A ground out to third base, 5-3. 2 away. Eddie Collins. 1-1, that's a hit column roll for Eddie Collins. 51 is a triple to left center field. And Collins is 2 for 2 with a stolen base. He'll be a third with 2 outs. That brings up Swede Risberg, not the Sox strongest hitter. Here's the pitch to Risberg. 41 is going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Wagner's got it, throws the first. That's the end of the top of the third. 0-0 is the score. Pitcher Howie Kamnitz will lead off for the Pirates. 45 is going to be a walk. Red Faber walks the pitcher. Slow runner, the Pirates will play it safe on the base pass. Fred Clark. 44 is a roll. That's going to be a 7. But against an A pitcher, it's a ground out to third with the runner going to second. 1 away. Tom Leach. Flight out to center his first time up. 35 is a 9. And that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Swede Risberg. Runner goes to third. 2 outs. And you've got Kamnitz on third. Here's Honus Wagner, who will not be allowed to swing the bat. He's going to get 4 wide ones. Okay, Dots Miller is 1 for 1 with a double, but he's not quite the hitter that Honus Wagner is. First and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. 31 is an 8 against the A pitcher. It's going to be a fly out to right field. And that's the end of the third inning. 2 runners are stranded. We go to the top of the fourth, no score. Shoeless Joe Jackson will lead off the fourth. He was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. 23 is a ground ball to third base, handled by Bernie over to Epstein. 1 away. Buck Weaver. 32 is a ground out to the second baseman, Dots Miller. 2 outs. Here is Happy Felsch. Happy Felsch is a good hitter. In 1920, he had his best season. He had 338 with 14 home runs and 69 extra base hits. Here's the pitch to Felsch. 53 is a roll. That's going to be a 15 against column 2. Single to left field. So with 2 outs, Felsch is on first. D26 stealing, which would be modified by, I think that was 3. Let's see. Gibson's modified by 2. So D24. With 2 outs, I think I'll go ahead and take that risk. He'll be safe. 11 through 46. A 2/3 chance to make it. Kind of risky, but here we go. He's stealing, and he is safe. So put Felsch in scoring position for Chick Gandil. Sox first baseman. Here's the windup and the pitch to Gandil. 56 is going to be a high pop fly to the second baseman, Dots Miller. Makes the catch, and that's the end of the top of the fourth. At the bottom of the fourth, still no score. Okay, the Sox have had men in scoring position 3 times, but have not been able to get a hit at the right time. And the Pirates have had men in scoring position twice, but likewise. Here's Owen Wilson. 45 is a 40. That's going to be a foul ball. Strike 1. 46 is a ground ball to third base. Buck Weaver is up with it. Over to Chick Gandil. 1 away. Big Bill Epstein. 63 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Tommy Leach, and there are 2 outs. George Gibson, the catcher. 6-6 roll, that's going to be a hit column. 33, that's going to be a triple for George Gibson. Unfortunately, there's 2 outs, but put Gibson on third. He is 1 for 1, got on with a walk his first time up. And that brings up Bobby Byrne, who will be walked intentionally. So put Pirates on first and third. For the pitcher, Howie Chemnitz. There's the pitch to Chemnitz. 44, that's going to be an 8 against an A. And that's a fly out to right field. Hit the ball well, but caught by Nemo LeBold for the third out. We go to the top of the 5th. Still no score, and that's the 3rd time the Pirates have had somebody in scoring position and did not produce. Nemo LeBold will lead off for the White Sox. His nickname, Nemo, Nemo was 5'6". His nickname came from a comics strip character back in the early days named Nemo. Here's the pitch to LeBold. 32 is going to be a ground out to the second baseman, and that is Dots Miller over to first, 1 away. Ray Schalk, Hall of Fame catcher, very good defensive catcher. He was all over the field. He had put outs at second base. There have been 2 or 3 plays. He said where there were pop outs to shallow center, drawing Collins out there, and was able to get the put out when the guy tried to stretch into a double. He had put outs to third base as well, so he was all over the field. Here's the pitch to Schalk, 21. It's going to be a fly ball to right fielder Owen Wilson, caught, 2 outs. Red Faber, the batter. 25 is the roll. That's going to be a walk to the pitcher, Red Faber. So each pitcher has returned to Faber. They've walked each other. And with 2 outs, Faber's at average speed with running, so they will not play it safe. Here is Eddie Collins. 6-1 roll is a 36th on column 2. That's going to be a wild pitch, sending the pitcher to second. Fourth time the Sox have had someone in scoring position. 21 is a fly ball to left field. Fred Clark is under it, makes the catch, and that's the end of the top of the 5th. Still no score. Fred Clark was first signed by Barney Dreyfuss, the part owner of the Louisville Colonels. And story is told that before his debut game with Louisville, he refused to go out of the locker room and play until Dreyfuss paid him his $100. And so Dreyfuss came down to the locker room, paid his $100, and all Fred Clark did was go out in his first game and go 5 for 5. Here's the pitch for Fred Clark. 1-2 is going to be a ground ball to the second baseman, Eddie Collins. Throws the first, 1 away. Tommy Leach. Leach is 0 for 2, fly to center, and rolled out the shortstop. He gets a 1-2 roll here, and that's going to be a ground ball to Eddie Collins. Throws over to first, 2 away. Might not want it to hit at the Eddie Collins. He held 8 league fielding titles. Here's Wagner. Honest Wagner 1-5 is going to be a base hit, and I think he's probably going to be looking to steal. He is a C27 stealer with, let's see, Favors move to first is 0. Shock is a no rating on the throwing, so C27 we go with. Okay, so C27 is, chances are, look like 11 to 53. Dots Miller is up. Here's the pitch. There goes Wagner. 52, he is just barely safe with a stolen base. Miller is 1 for 2 with a double, fly out to right. There's the pitch to Miller. 61 is going to be a pop fly to the shortstop. Sweet Risberg makes the catch. We'll go to the top of the 6th. No score. Sweet Risberg will lead off for the White Sox. And during the scandal, he was known to have threatened Shoeless Joe Jackson when Jackson found out. He was threatened by Risberg with violence if he piped up. 46 is going to be a swing and a miss by Risberg. He is 0 for 2, also has a sacrifice. 1 away. Here is Joe Jackson. 42 is going to be a 9 against an AC pitcher. It's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Honus Wagner. 2 outs. Buck Weaver, 1-1 rolls a hit column roll. Keep getting these with 2 outs, so 42 is a 6. It's going to be a double for Weaver. And for the 5th time, the White Sox will have a runner in scoring position. Happy Felsch, he is a good hitter. .63 though is the roll. That's a fly ball to center field, caught by Tommy Leach, and that is the end of the top of the 6th. Go to the bottom of the 6th, still no score. Owen Chief Wilson from Austin, Texas will lead off for the Pirates. 46 is the roll. That's going to be a ground ball to Buck Weaver at third base. Over to Chick Gandil, and he is the first out. Owen Wilson is 0 for 3 today. Bill Epstein comes to bat. 35 is the roll. That's going to be a 9 against the A pitcher. That's a ground out to the shortstop, Sweet Risberg. It's a smooth fielder over there for the White Sox. It's 2 away. George Gibson. 32 is a ground out to Eddie Collins at second base. 1, 2, 3 down go the Pirates. We go to the top of the 7th. No score. Chick Gandil leads off the 7th for Chicago. Here's the pitch. 64 is the 41. That's going to be an error on the pitcher. Howie Kamnitz throws the ball away, and Gandil will go all the way to second base with nobody out. Until now, this has been a clean game with no errors. Nima LeBold will be the batter, and he's going to square around to sacrifice. 1-2 is a 25. It goes back to the pitcher, Kamnitz, who makes the play at third, 1-5. So scored a fielder's choice. LeBold's at first, and there's 1 out. He is a B-23 Steeler. Ray Schock is the batter. Probably stay there. Here's the pitch to Schock. 31 is a 2 balls and no strike counts. He has a Z modifier. 42 is a 22. Fielding column 2. Hit by pitch ball. So the Sox have runners on first and second, 1 out. And Red Faber's coming to bat. Faber was so popular with his owner, Charles Comiskey, that Comiskey named a moose that he owned on his hunting property. And he named his moose Red Faber. The day came that the moose escaped and frightened somebody, another farmer, and the farmer shot him. And then the headlines in the newspaper the next day, the local paper said, Red Faber killed in self-defense. Here's the pitch to Red Faber. 33 is the roll. That's a 9. First and second against the AC pitcher. Let's see what that is. It's going to be a out. But the runners advance 1 base. Pitcher to first base. So 2 outs. And top of the order. Eddie Collins comes to bat. He batted .333 lifetime, 300 plus every season from 1909 through 1928, except for this year's set of cards, 1917 and 1918. He did not hit 300. Here's the pitch. 65 is going to be a foul out to the first baseman, Bill Epstein, and that's the end of the 7th inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. No score.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
White Sox have had runners in scoring position 6 times, and that's 6 of the 7 base runners they've had, but they've not been able to get the clutch hit. Here is Bobby Byrne leading off for the Pirates. They've had the same trouble. They've had runners in scoring positions 4 times. Here's the pitch to Byrne. 31 is a base on balls. He is a fast runner at first base. D27 steal rating. Pitcher up the bat. He will square around the bunt. .22 is at 8. Probably should be a good bunt. That's going to be out pitcher to the second baseman covering. And Byrne will go to second with 1 out. Fred Clark hit .287 in 1909. Red Faber winds and throws. Here's the pitch. 53 is a 15, column 1. That's going to be a single to left field, but the runner only goes to third. First and third, 1 out. Sox will play their infield back for Tommy Leach. This, I think, is the Pirates' best scoring opportunity. And as we are in the 7th inning, home rules are starting pitchers when we don't play the Marino game. If we're using the basic boards, then I go 7 innings, and the starting pitcher has 2 bad things happen to him in the 7th inning. He drops a grade, so he will become a B pitcher. So we'll change that letter on the scoreboard. Red Faber is now a B pitcher. Infield in, first and third. Here's the pitch to Tommy Leach. 31 is a 9 against the B. That is going to be a single over the shortstop. 1 runner scores, and Clark goes to second. And that is the first run of the ball game. Pirates take a 1-0 lead. Well, I thought nobody was going to score in this game. Here is Hannes Wagner. Faber does not want to walk Wagner and put the next runner on third with less than 2 outs. He's going to have to pitch to Wagner. Wagner is 1 for 2. Also the walk and stolen base. Here's the pitch. 52 is a 27. Runs on first and second. That is a fielding call on 1. That's going to be a double play. 5 steps on third and throws to first. So Clark is retired at third, 5 unassisted, and Wagner's out 5-3. That ends the 7th inning, but the Pirates get on the board. They take a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the 8th. Okay, the White Sox are going to send up a pinch hitter for the shortstop, Swede Brisberg, to lead off the top of the 8th. That pinch hitter is Johnny Murphy. Here's the windup and the pitch from Howie Kendricks to Johnny Murphy. 35 is a 9, but that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Hannes Wagner, over to Epstein, 1 away. Fred McMullen will go out and play shortstop when we go to the bottom of the 8th. All right, Joe Jackson steps in. Joe Jackson's 0 for 3. 43 is the roll. That's going to be a 29. That's going to ground ball back to the pitcher. 1-3, 2 outs. And now Buck Weaver. Weaver is 1 for 3. 6-3 roll is a fly ball to center field. Tommy Leach is under it and makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Pirates 1, White Sox 0. Correction on those defensive changes. Buck Weaver will go to shortstop, and Fred McMullen will come in and play third base. White Sox will remain fielding columns 1. And here we go on the bottom of the 8th. Dots Miller will lead off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 64 is a swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 away. Red Faber is still on the mound for the White Sox. Here is Owen Wilson. 56 is a pop out to the shortstop. 2 away. Buck Weaver is the new shortstop. And then Bill Epstein. 25 is a 8 against the B pitcher. That's going to be a fly out to the center fielder, center fielder, Happy Felsch. And we go to the top of the 9th. Pirates have a 1-run advantage. Okay, the Chicago White Sox will have the meat of their order coming to bat. Starting with the 4th hitter, and they got Felsch, Gandil, LeBold. Here's the pitch from Camden. 45 is a base on balls, so Happy Felsch starts out on base for the White Sox. He has the tying run. Okay, Chick Gandil's got 31s on all 3 columns, so they're going to try and hit and run here. There goes Felsch. Here's the pitch to Gandil. The roll is 32. 26 is out of first base. Dots Miller to Epstein, 4-3. And Felsch goes to second with 1 away. Okay, Nemo LeBold at 5'6" is a Jose Altuve stature. He will come to bat, run in scoring position in 1 out. Here's the pitch to LeBold. 46 is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3, and there's 2 outs. Ray Chalk is the White Sox last opportunity. There's the pitch to Ray Chalk. 41 is going to be a pop-up to the shortstop, caught by Hannes Wagner, and that's the final out of the game. Final score, the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates 1, the 1917 Chicago White Sox 0. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Okay, and this is the 6th game of this tournament. The Chicago White Sox scored no runs. They had 4 hits and committed no errors. Pittsburgh Pirates had 1 run on 5 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Howie Chemnitz, 9-inning shutout, 4 hits allowed, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Losing pitcher was Red Irvin Faber. And that's 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 hits, a strikeout. He did walk 4 batters. The start of the game, Eddie Collins had a good day for the White Sox. He was single on a stolen base. And the White Sox had tons of opportunities. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runners in scoring position, but usually with 2 outs, and they just couldn't get that key hit when they needed. And the star of the game is Howie Chemnitz of the Pittsburgh Pirates. From Covington, Kentucky, he was sometimes called the Kentucky Rosebud. 3-time 20-game winner. In 1909, he was 25-6. So he joins, some of the other guys who've thrown shutouts in this tournament. Yeah, he joins Mordecai Brown, Jim Bagby, Eddie Seacott, Christy Mathewson, and Rube Foster. They have all thrown shutouts, as each game of the double elimination bracket has been a shutout. You might expect that with each team running their best pitcher out in the first game. Tomorrow we will play the first game in the losers bracket. That'll be the 1912 New York Giants hosting the 1911 Philadelphia Athletics. It's a loser go home game. Join us tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed today's game. Thanks for watching. This is Apba Brian saying good night and God bless.